Welcome to the Real New Zealand Adventures Life in New Zealand daily vlog. Good morning, it's the 13th of October. I'm just taking the car in to get the last of the work done on the brakes this morning. So I'm going to drop that off at 9 o'clock, so I've got to get moving now. I've got a couple of hours to wait in town while that gets done. Then I'm off doing transfers to New Plymouth this afternoon. So everything's working out pretty good. I'm going to hit the road now, just loading up all my gear. I've just dropped the car off at Dixon's. It's going to be in there for about an hour and a half to get the brakes done. I'll go for a quick wander while we wait for it. I'm just leaving Stratford now. We're going to race to New Plymouth now and get the car through for its final safety inspection. All the parts arrived this morning, so the mechanics put all them on. Everything should go through nice and easy now, and we'll get back to Stratford after the inspection. It is 11 o'clock, just got through VTNZ in New Plymouth. All the little minor repairs the mechanic did for us passed, so the car is good now for another 6 months with our safety inspection. Happy days. We'll head back to Stratford now and pick up our first client. We've got to pick him up at 12:30. We've got an hour and a half to get back there, so we're running about 45 minutes ahead of schedule, which is awesome, gives us plenty of breathing space. And I'm back at Stratford making really good time. We've got about 20 minutes before we pick up our first client now. I've got a few emails to clear while I wait, so we'll get stuck into those. Then I may grab a quick bit of lunch before we pick him up. We'll just see how time goes. The best thing is it stopped raining, so I don't have to worry about the weather today. So we'll crack on with this and see how the afternoon unfolds. I think it's going to be pretty hectic.
Another rainy day here, but the kids have been good at keeping themselves amused today so I can get some work done. I've been liaising with a client organising a private tour out of Hamilton City to see the glowworms at Waitomo. This is the second one out of Hamilton to book this week. Travellers seem to be staying in Hamilton a couple of nights and doing Hobbiton and the glowworms, then flying out to the South Island or back to their cruise ship in Taranaki. That's great news for Hamilton because it's actually a tidy little city with plenty to see and do and very central to attractions, and the airport is much smaller and easier to navigate than Auckland. What are you three ratbags doing? Trying to catch some worms. They're not hard to catch. I think you're trying to find some worms.
Yeah, and put them in.
Got some lammy helpers. Then what are you going to do with them?
Keep them?
How about you keep them in my garden?
No.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Worms are good for the garden.
Yeah, we're going to feed them Saturday.
Hey, lammy babies.
That's our first client dropped off at the hospital. Now we've got an hour drive back to Eltham to pick up our second client. They also need to be brought through to New Plymouth. Just arrived down in Eltham. It is 2:15 now, so making really good time. Got to pick our next client up in about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to catch up on a couple of things here. More importantly, have some coffee. Then we'll swing around and pick them up, get them all the way back to New Plymouth. This is my third trip to New Plymouth today, so things are going pretty well. And at this stage, everything is running to schedule, so I really can't complain. Well, that's our client dropped off. We can head back to the hospital now and pick up our first client. We've got to get him back to Stratford now. And I'm finally back at the office. Left at 8:30 this morning. It's now 6 o'clock, so been a bit of a long day, but got all the transfers done. We'll get this car unloaded, have some dinner, and get stuck into some edits.